you've got to get a 20-minute clock in your head. If you have meetings here, they will be on the half hour. You should, if you've got a spare half hour, get the geography of this place down pat. The more hurried you are, the more likely you are to get lost. And turning up 15 minutes late is a cardinal sin.
When you first came here, did anything go wrong?
Yeah, back in my day, I was working for 9, and the people from 7 were our fiercest enemies. So you had to in fact, make sure that you scheduled the people you really wanted to buy from early and get in there and close in the room. But those days are somewhat gone.
Tim, do you remember your first MIPTV, and what were the delights of it and what were the horrors?
I learned that those, try not to attend every single cocktail party. So discretion on that. Geography is so, and as we're making appointments, I try to schedule appointments starting on Thursday. So fill up the Thursday, because the attitude here is, unless you're some big, these big studio people, Thursday actually tends to be a great day to have meetings because people are a little bit more relaxed. I remember the first market, and I was in such an excited mode to be coming here. I was just in such a pitch mode that I was not, what I now preach is I was not listening. So if you're in a meeting, listen, ask questions, and take notes, because that helps you in the follow-up. You got to take notes.
Yeah. Research the people that you're pitching to, make sure that you know who they are and what they want. You can't sell them something that they don't want to buy. You need to know what they're looking for in the first place. Michel?
Before you even get here, get your meetings down, book your meetings, because it's very hard to come here and knock on doors and try to get a meeting in last minute. MIP provide you all the information ahead of time. When you register ahead, you have access to the list of people who are here and who you want to meet, and you should contact them ahead of time to book your meetings, I think. And once you get here, of course you meet people at bars or different restaurants or stuff like that. But and you can make the contact. It's good networking and everything. The whole Cannes is a whole networking place. But it's important when you book your take meetings there, not to lose your paper book.
So there are formal meetings and there are informal meetings. Is there value in these casual meetings, hanging out in bars after the day's over, after dinner's over? You have to pace yourself, but can things happen?
Yes, certainly. And in fact, the wonderful thing about this market is everyone is here to do business, sort of. So you can front people that you don't know and introduce you. First of all, have cards, have business cards, and have a lot of them, because I've run out of cards is just sort of vaguely pathetic, really. But there's a protocol too. You confront someone, hi, how are you? They may be talking to someone else. They may be doing business that matters. So, you front them, hi, I know who you are, I'd like to talk to you, is it possible? This is my card. And then bugger off. Don't hang around like a bad smell.
A couple of years ago, at the Rose d'Or Festival in Lucerne in Switzerland, you won 2 of the awards there for your I Survived a Japanese Game Show. From collecting these 2 awards, Tim then spent the next 2 hours walking the town, into bars, into restaurants, holding these things above his head. And I tell you, as far as recognition's concerned, anybody who was there will remember the guy's face from that moment on. Now, are these things that you people do intentionally, or is it that just the passion that you have for the job? Is this living branding that you're getting involved in?
I think it's always with you. You can't hide if you don't love what you do. So I certainly love what I do. I know these guys do. It's in us. It's part of our fiber and being. It kills you to take a few hours and say, I'm putting the BlackBerry away because I just don't want to. It's going to be off work, but your curiosity is right there, and you see something, you say, I can connect that with that. Last year at MIPCOM, we had introduced a show from Finland, Rescuing Santa, so we brought Santa Claus down here, and from Finland, and he was walking the palais and everything else, and people, okay, that was on their mind. We got it in the MIP Daily. So you're always thinking of ways to do things inexpensively, obviously, but you just, how do you, there's a line from a baseball player in America, Yogi Berra, and he had a great line called, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression." So whether it's when the first time you're meeting somebody, put a smile on your face. It just does a lot for the people you're meeting, chemically, the endorphins, all that stuff. But just from a marketing thing, you just want people to remember you some way, hopefully in a positive way.
You're a living brand. How did that happen?
Well, it doesn't just happen. It builds up over the years by making deals and letting people know that you're making deals, and also it's really networking and building relationships with at all levels. You know, you can't just concentrate on doing business with this type of broadcasters. You don't just do business with a broadcaster. You don't just do business with a distributor, or even if you're a distributor, you can do business with other distributors. And so it's really, the networking has to be at all levels. This is the mecca of the television business. There's people from 100 and odd countries that are coming here for the same goal, to do television, to find programs for television, or to sell programs for television. There's two ways. But around that, there's a whole world, there's a whole build-up, and you can't ignore anyone.
Is it a myth that you can walk around this town with a one-sheet treatment and wave it in front of people and get that show made?
In my opinion, you don't just show a piece of paper or show even a tape. You have to pitch it. You know, I think the first thing you have to speak to the intelligence of the buyer in front of you,
and express your passion. I think if you leave anything, it's like a postcard. The DVD still has a real resonance as an item. A, it sits on someone's desk and they kind of keep moving it around. And B, they have to often give it to their boss, and physically taking it across the hall to that woman or man who is the boss is really worthwhile. So online's good, but DVDs are in the end better. If you're going to make sizzle reels, keep them short. Murder your babies. I know you've spent a lot of money shooting this footage. I know every frame is a Rembrandt. But for Christ's sake, people do get bored after 2 minutes.
Just a recommendation to anyone attending the market. It's very important to focus on goals, your goals. You set your goals, what you want to do, what you expect from this market, and work towards your goals, and don't get distracted too much, because otherwise you go on all sides and, you know, you risk to fall through.
Yeah.